Carving a turkey may happen only once or twice a year, but the stakes are pretty high. After all, the cut-up bird is usually on full display, so you want it to look good. Now, carving isn't difficult, but if your goal is clean, nicely portioned slices, you need to know how to approach the task. Now, despite the cliche of the head of the household slicing at the table, carving is a messy job that's better suited to the kitchen, where you can get down and dirty and carve the turkey into picture-perfect slices without anyone seeing.
By the way, this lesson is from our How to Master Thanksgiving class, out now on ATK Classes on the America's Test Kitchen app. In this class, you'll learn how to plan and execute a successful holiday meal, from the turkey to a table full of tasty sides. That starts with thinking outside the oven, making mashed potatoes in your slow cooker and a vibrant salad in your food processor. And we'll lean into make-ahead, from cranberry sauce and stuffing to an entire pumpkin pie you can bake and freeze. Learn at your own pace and have fun while you do it. But first, let's carve that turkey.
The first step is to let the roast turkey rest for at least 45 minutes before you carve it. The resting time allows the juices to redistribute so they stay in the bird rather than flowing all over your carving board. It also makes carving easier since the bird isn't quite so hot to the touch. Now, speaking of carving, it really isn't necessary to use a special carving knife to break down the turkey. We find that a chef's knife we use for most of our kitchen tasks works equally well for carving a turkey. You do want to use a carving board. Now, that's different from a cutting board because it has a well around the perimeter for catching excess juices. To serve the meat, transfer it to your platter as you carve. Keep the meat on the platter covered with foil as you work your way through the turkey. Here's another tip. Warm the platter before you begin carving. This will help the meat stay warm when you bring it to the table. When you're ready to carve, start with the leg quarters. Removing the leg quarters first makes carving the breast much easier since it gets them out of the way. Remove the kitchen twine you use to hold the legs together. Start by slicing the turkey through the skin between the leg and the breast to expose the hip joint. Next, pull the leg quarters away from the turkey. Separate the joint by gently pressing the leg out to the side and pushing up on the joint. Carefully cut through the joint. After the initial cut, you'll run into bone. Rather than hacking through it, cut through the space created where you pop the joint out of the socket. A bony knife is a useful tool for getting into these tight spots. Separate the drumsticks from the thighs by cutting through the joint that connects the drumstick to the thigh. You can feel around for it with your finger if you're not quite sure where it is. Slice the meat off of the thighs on either side of the bone, leaving a bit of the skin attached to each slice. Since leg quarters are pretty big, cutting some smaller portions of dark and white meat means everyone can enjoy some of each. You can leave the drumsticks whole or slice the meat if you want. Repeat this step on the second side. Pull the wings away from the body and carefully cut through the joint between the wing and the breast to remove the wings. Cut the wings in half for easier eating. Removing the wings provides better access to the whole half of the breast meat. Carving the breast into serving pieces right off the body leaves the last few pieces looking ragged. We prefer to carve the meat off in one piece first. Cut down along one side, following the curvature of the breastbone, pulling the breast meat away from the bone as you cut. Continue to cut and pry until the breast has been removed. Cut the breast meat crosswise into thin slices for serving. Slicing the breast meat crosswise into smaller slices makes really attractive portions. You'll always have uncertainties when you're planning a big holiday meal. Carving the turkey shouldn't be one of them. All it takes is a little know-how and a solid plan.
Now that you know how to serve up a turkey, you're ready to take the next step. And with ATK Classes, you'll get access to a wide variety of lessons filled with masterful techniques, helpful videos, and step-by-step photos. From knife skills and making hand-rolled pasta to baking and frosting incredible cakes, and so much more. Download the America's Test Kitchen app and start learning with ATK Classes today.